very light nose. Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Horst Lüning. I'm the master taster of Whisky.com, and today we have an Inchmurrin here on my cask. It's from the independent bottler Signatory Vintage, and it's from the series where the tubes are two-colored, this copper bottom and the malt-colored top. And this is typically chill-filtered and 43% ABV. And the content of these bottles is typically quite old, older than most of the other bottles on the market. Inchmurrin is no single distillery. It's part of the Loch Lomond distillery. And I already took a video tour of the Loch Lomond. I don't know if in English or not. I give you the link to the Loch Lomond distillery in the description of YouTube, and please follow this link and you see the industrialized distillery of Loch Lomond. And inside this distillery there are two different parts of malt distilling. There's also a grain distilling part where huge column stills produce a lot of grain whiskey for the blends, and there's a chance to have a single blended whiskey out of that distillery. There are malt whiskey stills, pot stills in the distillery, as well as column stills for grain. So you are able to blend a whiskey from grain and malt whiskey, and because they are of a single distillery, it's called a single blend. But today, I don't think that there is a single blend from Loch Lomond on the market. There are two types of pot stills in the distillery. There are those huge pot stills, those pear-shaped pot stills, which give a hefty taste, called Loch Lomond. And the others are, a pot still, and on top of that pot still, a rectifier column with, I think, 5 plates, where, there's a reflux, which brings, a lighter alcohol out of that still. So it's a pot still combined with a rectifier on top. And the whiskies coming from that pot still are called Inchmurrin, and the others called Loch Lomond. And there had been official bottlings of Inchmurrin, but the distillery was sold in 2015 to a financial investor, and I don't know what their intention with the still will be. There was a new bottling of Loch Lomond and a green bottling, so that there is a tendency to smaller bottle numbers, lot numbers, and I don't know if they still sell casks to independent bottlers like Signatory Vintage, and this cask is from 1996, was bottled in 2015, and it's 18 years old. It was distilled on November 18th, 1996, and put in the bottle on February 2nd, 2015. And it's the cask number 29 and the bottle number 432. And this is the specialty. It's a refill butt. A butt is typically a sherry cask with a content of 500 liters, more than twice the content than an American standard barrel. And this butt was refilled, and that means that the sherry influence, the wine influence from the cask is gone to the first filling or the first fillings. I don't know how often this cask was filled before this Inchmurrin was put in. And therefore, you don't get the fruity, sometimes sweet influence of the sherry in the whiskey, but you only get the influence from the cask. And this is from 1996, so this should be a European oak. Today, most of the sherry casks are made from American white oak, so they are quite, or lighter, not that intense, not that spicy as the European oak is. So this one, I think, is very light in character due to the rectifier column on top of the pot still, and has a hefty aftertaste from the tannins of the refill butt. Have a try. Fruity, yes. The color is very light. This is very typical for refill casks. This one is chill filtered, but not colored. It's 43 ABV and the price is around 45 euros, pounds, dollars. So it's for 18 years, it's affordable. Very light nose. Light and fruity, and I always say the apple, the pears, the peaches, but that's not true in this case. The fruits are even lighter. So it's like a, how it's called? Mirabelle. Yes, a mirabelle. It's a very small yellow plum. Or these light, watery green plums. Not the blue ones or the sour ones. No, this is juicy, light and fruity. There is a little bit of vanilla, yeah, but not too much. Yeah, vanilla is becoming stronger. And this light fruity top note is still present. You can't smell the alcohol. After the light and fruity start, the oak hits in, very spicy, very intense. And despite this light color, the oakiness is hefty, strong. But very few bitterness. So it's like milk chocolate. No, it's not sweet enough for milk chocolate. But dark chocolate, it's not bitter enough. So it's somewhere in between. It's 43% cocoa. No. So still light. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. It's quite rare to get those old independent bottles today, because most of the warehouses of the independent bottlers, well, are quite empty today, because the constant stream of bulk whiskey in casks into those independent warehouses has ceased around 2000, 2005. So most of the distilleries do no longer sell bulk whiskey to independent bottlers. So the amount of whiskies available through independent bottlers is less and less. Well, 1996, quite an age, and the price is still affordable. So I think it's a definite buy for this bottle. So you can see how a well, long matured whiskey tastes from its distillery character, and then afterwards you get the reward of the very old cask, the long cask maturation with all those tannins. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned, there's more to come, another Signatory as well, and feel free to share this video with your friends and give your comments in our forum on Whisky.com, or add your tasting notes to our whiskey database on Whisky.com.